Hello, everybody. It is my pleasure that I be here. I'm here today to give you this presentation. As my fellow colleague, uh, we are having a partnership with another new NGO, SNA, that is supporting immigrants to stay comfortable in our country, and we partnered to give them same services, that offering bikes to students, make sure they afford the studies very well. So we're going to have this presentation review, which is about knowing culture, because we will be facing with different people from different cultures. I expect you to understand very well and master this as you always do, and show that ability and willingness of learning new things. And actually something that's going to help us to strengthen this partnership and separate out our good collaborations and our good teamwork to the world. So want to start by talking on the why I'm going to tell you cultural competence. Why do I tell you cultural competence? What is it important? So clearly, the cultural competence is an act of understanding cultures. I gave you a handout. It is an act of understanding others' culture and understanding our culture and relate them and found the possible ways of working better in an organization. Now we're going to tell you more about the importance of cultural competence. First of all, the development process of culture awareness. That's what cultural competences show and do. There's no culture imperialism and ethnocentrism. With cultural competence, you tend to understand the other's culture and you tend also to respect your own culture, but not forcing others' culture to follow your own culture. It helps to understand one another culture and even the diversity in organization. Diversity in terms of culture. You know that people from South Africa have their own culture, and people from England have their own culture, and that's not something that would cause them to not work better or have conflict, but something actually that's going to give them strength to excel in their responsibilities. So it improves communication. When you know one's culture, you know what is their non-verbal communication, how do people respond, how do people say good morning, and how maybe I can say when I want to say goodbye, what can I do to show what non-verbal communication should I use to communicate to African people that I agree with them. What can I do to show that I'm happy? That's things that are very important when you come to cultural competence. That's very important when we understand clearly cultural competence. So within that, we understand someone's culture and we avoid biases and show we may have in culture and develop society of pleasure. If you know your culture and I know my culture and I know your culture and why you are doing what you are doing, I will tend to respect your culture because I will know that there is a reason behind you are doing something that I don't do, and that's what we respect that for you. And this will bring good pressure in the organization if you can understand and be happy with everyone's practice. Now let's go on cross-culture relationship. What's cross-culture? Cross-culture, people have different culture, and then cross-culture, looking at way we can bring this culture together and then make something out of it, live together very well. In cross-culture, we know that people have different culture and different roots. So we learn these roots to understand the culture of someone, and we respect others' culture and the element of their culture, and this brings us to living together. We understand also that there is no culture that is better than another one. Even though we may have our culture we respect much, American, that's an example. Chinese also have their own culture, and it is a good culture. It's not saying that American has good culture than Chinese, or Chinese has good culture than American. In cross culture, the level of culture is same. We'll get to understanding others' culture based on their culture standard. That is the key solution, the key ways of maintaining good relationship. Understanding that people like basketball, it's a way, it's not sufficient. But understanding why they like basketball would lead us to respecting the fact that they like football. And within cultural, with cross-cultural relationship, we avoid single stories or facts or biases that we may have across one culture. Because we learn deeply the roots of culture, and when we learn these roots, we understand clearly the culture, and this put out our biases we had from certain culture. There is importance to reflect on your own experience. Here, I did reflection on myself, but I have been able to find that there are some culture that I was not practicing, and the other culture that I was doing, but people were laughing at me, and I was tending to say, "Oh no, I will change this. This is not a good habit." But because I knew the value and the reason why of what I was doing, now I'm confident that my culture is good, and there is a reason why of what I do and which way I practice what you can see, and I'm so confident on that. So help to practice also your culture and interact well with people in your culture. When you know your culture very well, you can interact with everyone in your culture, in your country, if you have same culture, and it also gives good understanding that culture are not similar. It shows me that Russian's culture and American's culture is different. Rwandan's culture and Armenian culture are different. So this gives me that I am different with other one, but I have to work together with them, and I have to show my uniqueness to producing something that is beneficial to everyone. It also increases the willingness to know others' culture, especially people we interact with. When I work with Americans, I work with Brazilians, I work with Indians, I'm always eager to learn their culture because I'm together with them, and I know I want to make sure that I seem very well to them, and I don't deny their right or use my biases to harm them or speak something which is not good to them. It's also this understanding or reflecting on your own culture. It reduces being shocked when someone is saying wrong things to you or bad words to you. You will tend to understand this as normal because you don't understand your culture. But because you understand your culture, you will say, it's okay, whatever I can say, I still love my culture because of A and B, C reasons, because you know them. So I would really want to encourage everybody to go through, to learn everyone's culture, especially workers and people who want to be working with, and customers as well. And here are a number of questions that I recommend you to ask. One is, what is society you would like to study your culture of. What is the society story background? What you already know, what is it? What is the best demographic information on the country or the society? Maybe those demographic informations may be connected to the culture of that country or nation. It's important to understand how does the relationship work in the society. How is marriage done? How do people get to respect the others? How do people believe in the others? How do hope come? How is the honesty there is taken? It's very important to understand this relationship. And what language, food, or dressing in society. This is things that would help you to understand their culture. They are for example, language is not only speaking; it is also involve many practices that might be related to their culture, and it is important that you know that also. And also, it is you can recommend to ask what are the ritual and custom in society. It's very important to know ritual and custom. That's the root of the culture, and also know what the similarities and differences of this culture with mine. Knowing that I am Rwandan, but when I'm studying culture of China, Chinese, I will compare what is Rwandan's culture and Chinese culture, and I will measure and see this is the differences, and get to know why these differences exist, and or why these similarities. When you do that, it will be so great, and I recommend you very clearly that it's important to know culture of people you work with. The effect of biases and how to remain aware of them, that's the topic we're going to focus on, and we'll come to the last one by finishing. So first of all, the effect of biases, it's because you hold a single story and think that what you know from a certain nation is what all people in that nation do. When you know Africans like beer, at one extent, you have no fact that Africans like beer, but because someone told you that Africans like beer, you take it like that. Or because I found 5 your colleagues, you work together drinking beer, I think all Africans drink beer. That's not correct. You have to do research and know the real situation and avoid these biases. Also, it tends to disrespecting others' culture, because Africans, I know Africans like beer, so Africans do not think very well, because it is not normal to drink beer, it's not good. Of course, that is how we understand it, but though they may be drinking the beer, it's not enough information to blame. But what's important is to deeply know why they like beer and understand their reason. And say now, next time, that Africans like beer because of A, B, C, D reasons. And that's something which will surely take you to respecting others' culture. And then avoiding these biases, you have to deeply study the culture very well. You have to know the root of culture. Stop using these biases, but approach the factors, the facts that you find when you were studying one culture. Go learn others' culture and stop using the biases. So lastly, the importance of being aware of these cultures and considering cultural competence at the workplace, especially in the upcoming partnership we have. Please, I recommend you much to really do practice and learn others' culture and respect others' culture. based on the handbook, the handsheet I give you, you continue to make it familiar with you. First of all, when you do this, it will help you to interact with others. It will help you to stay confident with your own culture. It will facilitate the communication among you and your colleague. We work together and even customers. It will increase the motivation to each other because I have respect, you have respect, anyone have respect. Of course, you will feel so much motivated regardless on any practice of culture he may be or he may be doing. It will also reduce the presence of stress. So if someone is happy, no stress there at work. It will also avoid culture shock because anyone would be respecting any other culture. Everyone will be respecting everyone's culture, and this will lead to no finding of culture shock. Though someone may say, yeah, of course, when you understand your culture, it is hard to feel very bad when someone blames your culture if you understand it very well. And also, it will increase, I'm sure it will increase the eagerness to learn others' culture. You will learn people from Indians' culture, and I hope you do so. You will do. And also, with that, you will work well at workplace, focus on what is important for the organization and avoid any conflict at the workplace. If you have any question, please email me. And if you want to meet me personally, just call me and we can meet anytime. And if you want any other support, I'm here. I will always be helping you. If you have any question, feel free to reach out to me, and I will help you to make sure that we bring our organization top by using this partnership we are going to have in these days. Thank you so much. God bless you.